Hey everyone, this is Adrian, and I want to show you today how easy it is to add a custom field inside Avo, which points to a JSONB attribute. So you have this post model, which has this meta database, JSONB database column, and inside has, maybe title and description, maybe color or something else. And we want an Avo field to point to one of those properties. I'm going to show you how easy it is today. So here I have one new Rails 8 app, which I'm going to start right now. And next I want to add, actually let's see the app. So it's localhost 3000. We should be able to see the Rails splash screen. Perfect, now we have the database. Let's see if we can see Avo. Perfect, so we see that. So let's Rails generate model, post, and I'm gonna say meta JSONB. Perfect, and now Rails DB migrate. We should be able to see the post resource and create a new post, and the meta would just be an empty object. And you see you have the ID and meta set to an empty hash. Now if you check the database, you'll see that we have this new ID and meta, which is an empty string, but that doesn't matter. It's going to be okay. Actually, let's just delete this. So let's check out our resource, which is a post resource. And now what I usually do when I have a JSONB column, I go inside the model and I use store accessor, and it's going to be meta, and let's say title, description, and color, because we want to add a custom field, custom color field as well. And let's see what we get inside the resources. I'll just comment this out and let my IDE autocomplete this. So if I refresh the page, I create a new one. It says title, description, but no color. And it's going to be okay. So it's going to be one and description, and let's see what we get. So automatically inside Avo, because we set this store accessor, now this title, description, and color, this acts as an attribute on the post model, and Rails automatically knows how to write this inside the meta. Let's check in the database, and you see we have like title and description. So we have that working out of the box in like 3 minutes. But now let's make the color field work. So let me open up our documentation and go and check out custom fields. Let's go there. And inside custom fields, we need to run a generator. So we're going to be doing bin Rails generate Avo field, and I'm going to say color. Now this generated a few things for us. We have one field class, which will configure, actually this is the field class, which will configure Avo and everything. It will tell it like, okay, I have this new type of field, and has this attributes and these properties. And then it created for us also view components for each of the views. So we have 3 types of views inside Avo. The first one is index, where you can see a listing. So basically these fields. We have the show view, where you can see the description, and then we have the edit view, and each of them are treated differently inside Avo. So what I'll do next, I'm going to go inside the color field. So this is the class which configures Avo and tells it what kind of configuration, what kind of options that this field have. And I'm going to go and say color field color as, and I'm going to paste in the actual class, and let's see if this works out just fine. We might need to restart the server because this is a new file. And if we refresh, we should get a new field which is actually empty. If we hit edit and say red, hit save, now it's saved as red. So whenever you generate a new custom field, it will be generated as one text field. So it'll have all the properties that the text, well, actually not all the properties, but it's going to be like the basic, as basic as possible. So what we'll do next is turn this field inside into a nice color picker field. So I'm going to go inside app components. So you'll see we have this nice directory structure, components, our fields, color field. And let's first do the edit field. So as I said, it hooks up into Rails, and now we're basically kind of writing Rails code. So we have form.text field, and we have the field ID and some classes and some placeholders and disabled and whatever. So this looks all nice, but we want to be able to, instead of having an input, have it like a color field. So I think this, if we change this to color, Rails will know what to do with it. So straight out of the box, we can just basically, hit save, and now it's saved in our database. It saved the freaking color. Now, if we want to go further with this, I'm just going to go inside and check the show component. So basically, this little bit right here, and let's make it, of course, let's make it a little bit prettier. So let's do something like whatever. Let's do that, and then style equals this. There you go. Or we can do it a little bit differently and say width 4, height 4, and let's see how this looks. Perfect. Now I have like this kind of square with the color and the value. And of course you can play around and maybe, hide the value if you don't want that. So, the sky is the limit. And we can do the same for the index component as well. So I'm just going to copy everything that we have inside and hit index and just do this. If we refresh the page, we have it in the same way. We can go one step further and create another component inside. I'm just going to duplicate this one, and I'm going to say, base component, base whatever, and I'm going to do this one as well. So base component, and I'm just going to take everything inside here. And actually, this is the base component. I'm just going to leave whatever we customized, right? I'm just going to rename this color field, base component, and I'm going to use this. And actually, we don't need this. I'm going to use this in both index and both index and show. So new, and then I'm just going to paste it the field. Actually, let's do this. So now, where is this? Is the index one, and then we just need to tell it the initialize field, and this would be the field. And let's check it out. It should work. Of course, I know what we did wrong. So we need to render this field. Now, of course, what happened? Of course, this has to inherit from a view component base or something. Yes, perfect. So now we have a reusable component. So inside our index, we have this reusable component, which we want to reuse on show as well. So we'll just place it here. And if we go to show, we have the same thing. So if we want to, in the base component, say something like rounded, now we have these rounded corners. Now we have the same thing in index. So this is it. This is how easy it is to add a new custom field. So it's totally custom. We don't have the color picker field. Maybe we should have it. And then make it point to an attribute inside the JSONB column. Cool, everyone. Thanks. See you around.